Attack on New York, Evil Robot, Superheroes in Outer Space, Time Travel, and Peanut Butter Sandwiches. Planet Popcorn, assemble.
It's the best music ever and I can't remember it.
Don't sue us.
But no, we can't. We won't be able to use the music.
Yeah.
Alright, welcome to episode 5, and today we're talking about Marvel's The Avengers. I am Groot, I am Samuel. With me I have
Lucy?
Emma.
Manu.
and our very first special guest, Matilda.
Matilda.
Welcome, Matilda. Good to finally have another young person on the panel. First, a warning. There will be a lot of spoilers. So if you haven't seen it, what's wrong with you? It's been 6 years. So before we talk about the films, if you could have one superhero power from Marvel, what would it be?
Oh, good question.
I can't go first because I can't remember what I was going to say.
Do you want to be a tree?
I had this in my brain and it's dropped out.
Raccoon?
Oh my goodness, I absolutely know mine. Mine would be all the tellies.
Oh,
So
I know.
telekinesis, telepathy, just controlling people with
Yes.
my mind, controlling objects with my mind or people with my mind. Absolutely,
Witch.
all
Yes.
day long.
Yes.
Scarlet
Yes.
Witch.
Yes. Yes.
Jean Grey, I was thinking, Charles Xavier, Jean Grey.
Oh, see now this is another subject, right? Because I wasn't thinking about X-Men when this question was asked.
Well, when we think about X-Men, you can practically have any power because they've
Yeah.
revealed everything.
No, I don't think you should go into X-Men.
Well, you did say
MCU.
any.
Well,
You did say
MCU.
any Marvel characters,
As long as
right?
it's Marvel.
Marvel
Yeah.
Cinematic
Scarlet
Universe.
Witch.
Yeah.
So you want to be Scarlet Witch. Why do you think that you like her powers, Matilda?
Because she can control everything.
Yeah.
Nice.
She almost killed Thanos in the Endgame.
Yeah, she is one of the strongest characters of all time.
Yeah.
And obviously,
Telekinesis will be the most useful in life.
Scarlet
She
Witch.
has
If we
the
had
best
to pick, it
powers.
would definitely be the
Yes.
Scarlet
I mean,
Witch.
for me,
sure.
I'm going to say Spider-Man because I think swinging around would be good fun.
But you can also
fun, innit?
fly if you have to.
But you can sort of hang upside down.
Yeah, is that
Yeah.
that's a big thing for you, Christine. Of all the things in the world,
Not just hanging upside down.
swinging around, to quote, and hanging upside down. Right, okay.
I could probably do that now. couldn't I? Don't even need that superhero power.
Anyway, well, for me, super speed has always been really good, like with Quicksilver. But like, what if you had the power of the Infinity Stones?
Yeah, but that's like power.
Well, it kind of is.
It's the
That is-
stones are the super.
Exactly. The
Not
stones are
Technically,
power.
Thanos has that power. He can teleport. He can
Yes,
shoot
but-
laser
Teleport.
beams.
That's a good. Who's got that?
Thanos.
All right, I'll have that.
No.
And still be
No,
able to
the
hang upside down.
stones. The
Well, I think
stones are the power.
No one's mentioning Doctor Strange. I mean,
Well, this
come on,
is
he's
what
a
I was going to
wizard.
say. Doctor Strange and the Scarlet Witch
can
are,
teleport.
in terms
Yeah,
of
but-
actual powers.
Yeah.
And
If you need some balloon
Marvel.
animals making, maybe.
But in reality,
who's
actually
the guy that hangs out with Captain? No, who's the guy that hangs out with Professor?
Doctor Strange.
Who's the guy? Who's the guy that hangs out with Doctor Strange?
Wang.
Yeah.
Wang.
He has exactly the same. What's one?
But he's got the
Wang.
circular.
Sorry, that's Doctor
all of his little
Yeah.
people do.
I
That's
think
quite a good power,
They
though.
all have it.
But that's the thing you've hit the nail on the head about the Avengers. What's different with, say, the X-Men and stuff, because it isn't these mutations. A lot of them, it's either it's skills, it's intelligence,
Yeah.
and things like that. But if you take Hawkeye
Yeah.
and Black Widow, they are
Human.
amazing human assassins, and
Yeah.
they are highly, incredibly skilled. But
Yeah.
none of their powers are super.
Right, well-
Obviously, Thor. I mean, but Thor's a demigod.
Yeah.
So
and also,
again-
you
He's
know,
not a demigod, he's a god.
hammer.
He just got a hammer.
Yeah.
He does more than that. He controls lightning.
With a
He
hammer.
is incredible.
No, but in Ragnarok, he does use
He also
himself.
His eyes go blue, don't they?
Yeah, he can shoot lightning with himself. Yeah.
In real life. I don't think there's much point to that unless
When
you.
would you need any superpower?
if you're-
Brilliant.
That's the thing.
This is the
What was it when his dad says the hammer was never the source of your power?
Nice.
Very dramatic. But
Yeah, it was good. And then the music comes in, Led Zeppelin.
And then he goes.
what about all of
That's
Loki's
okay.
powers?
Oh, Loki's got good
Loki
powers.
has a star.
Does the staff give Loki his power?
Yes.
Or does Loki have the power anyway?
No, he
Loki has
doesn't
the
have
power. No, he does. He's the god of mischief. Like in Endgame, he didn't have the staff, and yet he managed to make the Tesseract appear. He managed to make a knife appear.
That's true.
He managed to pretend to be dead.
Is that a superpower? played
It's
Sleeping
hanging
Lions.
upside down the superpower.
No.
That's not your
We'll
feel.
swing around.
You're gonna swing around.
Come on, you know that'd be great.
All right, let's get this straight. Not actual powers. I mean, like, if you had these things exactly like the characters, like Thanos. If
Yeah.
you
What
had
would
the
be the
Infinity
best
Gauntlet,
Yeah.
that's what you would do.
Right.
Here we go. On Samuel's parameters, that we're not talking about power, we're talking about... Well, no, we are talking about power. What we're not talking about is, like
Like a genuine
superpower.
power, because like very few people in Marvel actually have powers, because
Yeah.
it's come from props.
Yeah, it's either skill,
Shrink
props, intelligence for a lot of them.
or superpower.
And then you get the other side of the.
Those
So
are the most
in a way,
powerful.
I'm right. I can have the Infinity Stones. I can have my powers.
You can have that.
You can have.
We
infinite-
give you that.
I'm not sure
then.
why you want them, because
So I can wipe out half the universe.
Yeah, but what happens?
I can also turn back time.
you could just use the time stone.
Yeah, the time stone. I can make time go a lot quicker, like when I'm bored.
Right, next question.
What's your favourite Avengers character?
Scarlet Witch, for sure.
Excellent. Why is that?
Because she's got the best powers.
She does have the
As
best powers.
previously
That's
discussed.
previously. So to you, it's about the powers
Yeah.
that makes the best character.
Yes.
Alright, to me, I would say I quite like Spider-Man, but not because he can hang upside down, but he's a really funny character. So the same with Quicksilver. Like, that character at the end when he
He's
saved Hawkeye. It was, he was also quite funny as well.
He was funny, yeah.
Yeah.
And his relationship with Hawkeye was really good. And it was like that comedy thing where he was the old man and
Yeah.
he was the young, new, fast guy. I loved how that played out. That was great. Emma?
I'm torn because like if we're talking about it from characters, if we're looking at the MCU, the actual movies themselves,
Yes.
I mean, Iron Man is the kind of the start of everything, the kind of glue that hangs it all together. If I was to pick a character to be, Natasha. You know, I love
Who's
Natasha.
Natasha?
Who's Natasha?
Black
Are
Widow.
you for real?
Oh. You could have said that. Did you say
Well, I'm on a personal, relationship with us.
They Facebook each other.
Exactly, Facebook.
I'm going to come in and I'm going to say it for me. I just love Captain America so much.
Yeah.
I just do. He is honourable and he cares about people and he wants to make a difference.
And he still, when he
was the
threw
best.
himself on that grenade
Oh, I
when he
know.
was little,
Oh.
I mean, yeah.
In Endgame, Captain America does manage to get the hammer,
Yeah.
which is only possible with Thor.
And I think
Only if you're worthy.
I think we're going to talk about that moment later because
Yeah.
damn, we're going to talk about that moment. It's
Yeah.
one of my favourite bits.
Yes.
So it's not about the fact he's big or strong. It's all
Yes.
about the man's heart.
yeah.
Because he was the same person even when he was little
Exactly.
and couldn't get in the army because he was ill. So that's me.
Yeah.
Namu?
Sammy, can you guess who I'm going to say?
Ant-Man.
Ant-Man, correct. Easily the best character.
Played by Paul Rudd. He is incredible.
Absolutely perfect. And also two of the best films in the series. I know
Yeah.
they're not in this Avengers series that we're talking about now, but Ant-Man and Ant-Man and the Wasp are by far the most entertaining of
They
the
are great.
Marvel films.
I see you as the happy Avengers.
I think I'm actually the Thor, but I hadn't finished.
Do you look like an angel and a pirate had a baby?
I was going to say Thor when he let himself go a little.
You look like melted ice cream.
That's it.
Is he asleep? No, I'm pretty sure he's dead. Let's talk about the movies.
Okay. I mean, Lucy and I were talking about this the other night. and Lucy's dislike of the first movie. I completely disagree.
Well, shall I say what my issues are
Go on
first? I feel like the first half of the film doesn't make a huge amount of sense if you've not seen every single one leading up to it. The other thing as well is I think the end is just very punch 'em up, and it does look quite video gamey.
I'd agree with that. The effects are not good, but the first hour is interesting.
We needed to do the origins, you know, where we find them and how we get them in the room together.
That I liked, but it was the sort of the first thing. Here's the Tesseract with this guy, this scientist guy, and this. So I don't know who the scientist guy is, and I don't know what the Tesseract is. I did. But people might not.
Yeah, they're getting them all together and then them not being united and in many ways enemies and against each other and uniting them into this team.
Yeah.
You know, I thought was brilliant.
Basically, it sets everything up.
Exactly.
So Nick Fury's with his old-fashioned idea of getting a team together.
Yeah.
You know, it's like the beginning of the Magnificent Seven or something. You know what they're going to do,
Yeah.
and then it's just a process of getting the members together.
That piece of cinematography where they're all on the ground in New York and it goes around the
Yeah,
board.
that's
It's
cool.
the
Oh, yeah.
six of them
It
in
becomes
this
the poster.
circle.
Yeah.
I was like, well, here we go. Here we go. And Bruce turning up and saying, and just that scene where he talks about, you know, the truth is I'm always angry.
Yeah.
And like just starts running. You're like, yes!
I'll just really say a quick bit because there's a nice Easter egg in the first film where Tony Stark is wearing a Black Sabbath t-shirt.
Oh yeah.
So I think the first film is flawed,
It's needed.
but it's all right. I think it's good. Okay, second one.
It's Age of Ultron.
Oh yes.
So this is obviously the one where we get introduced to two new characters, Quicksilver and Scarlet
Yeah.
Witch. Oh, as well as
Vision.
Vision.
Well, Vision's right at the end, isn't he? So from the beginning, obviously, we get introduced to, I think, probably one of the best baddies of the whole Marvel Cinematic Universe series. In Ultron, I think he is threatening on a massive scale.
But I think with Ultron, I think this is again the difference with the Avenger movies and other villains is that you can appreciate whilst you don't agree with Ultron, like you don't agree with Thanos, you can see what they're talking about,
Yeah.
why they're leaning the way they're leaning.
Totally. A bit more nuance, isn't it?
Yeah. It's like, you know, Thanos, the world is destroying itself. We cannot, you know, continue in the way and the trajectory we were going. There'll be no food, there'll be no this, blah, blah, blah. So I'm going to get rid of, you know, half the population and I'm going to do it with no, you know, criteria. It's, you know, which is the best way to do it, just to, you know, flip a coin type thing. But the same with Ultron and how he got to his thinking.
Exactly.
Does that make, doesn't make
No,
it sound
completely.
like,
Yeah.
like
Yeah, genocidal maniac.
Exactly.
I think like the second movie, it's not really that dark. It's more. You know what I mean?
Well, it's
not that violent.
it is dark in that the threat to life
Yeah.
is very there, immediate, because the whole city, the whole country's being lifted up into space.
Yeah.
There is a real sense of peril there, which I said earlier is kind of missing from the first film when it's just superheroes fighting.
Well, to be
sort of
fair, there was a
creatures.
sense of peril because they were opening the universe for every single baddie ever to come through and destroy us.
Yeah, but they just had a fight though, didn't they?
But you had a gazillion aliens coming through the portal,
Yeah,
destroying
I've
New
not
York.
seen it for a long time. So I can't remember
They
it.
just had a fight. Yeah, so the second one, Sokovia's obviously being, is
Which could
Sokovia
end
being
up
lifted.
as being an extinction level event.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can we just can we just pause a moment just to explain to listeners what that noise is? Samuel and Matilda have just had their
Smoothies.
their smoothies. It's going to sound a bit weird in the background, like some sort of alien invasion.
I think it adds peril to the podcast.
They're here already. Really good movie.
Which is a great
Second
film.
best.
And this
Second
is, I'm
best.
going to give a little shout out, written and directed by Joss Whedon,
Oh my
who was
God.
a big favourite of our podcast. Obviously,
No, he's not.
From
Yes, because we
Buffy.
love
Of course he is.
Buffy.
Did Buffy, did Alien Resurrection.
And he has wrote many a great comic.
Yeah, we're big fans here.
So, number 3, Infinity War. The best one.
This was absolutely a game changer. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I think it benefits from better characters, and it's less reliant on the action, and it's more, there are better narratives around the characters. So you get Nebula coming in, and the Guardians of the Galaxy coming in.
Yeah. The Avengers world expands.
Honestly, I like it a lot more than Endgame.
That's crazy talk.
I agree. It's crazy
that is
talk.
You got
Crazy.
all of those movies like Star Wars when you know the good guys are going to win But this time,
yeah.
evil triumphed.
But the big thing about that is that you didn't really believe it would happen.
Well, this is the thing as well. There were so many opportunities for it not to have happened that were really frustrating. Like when Peter, like Star-Lord, if he hadn't have lost his
Temper.
temper,
the
then
glove
it would have
come
been
off.
fine. And then,
Oh
you know,
yeah, I remember that bit.
and obviously Scarlet Witch is like, she's there doing everything. And then,
Had Thor
like
gone
when
for the
Thor goes for the wrong part of the body, and you're like, oh.
When you realise Doctor Strange still only said one.
Yes.
So
that's-
technically,
Can I
if,
give you a bit of context to that for the listener, just in case? So at one point during Infinity War, Doctor Strange is sat there doing his like cross-leg thing.
Going
through every
Going through
scenario.
all loads of scenarios of how it could turn out.
Because he has the time stone.
Exactly.
Oh
that.
yeah,
He
it's
can-
when
he can go to the
Thanos was
future.
trying to get the time stone and he was trying to
Yeah.
protect it.
Yeah.
So he went to a different planet.
so he basically looks at all the futures, and then Iron Man asks how many times that they win, and then he
Out
says
of
one.
14 billion.
Yeah, and one of them was the one. So if Star-Lord didn't lose his temper, technically they wouldn't have won
No,
anyway,
exactly.
because there would have been a
No,
way.
exactly.
Thanos
Yeah, the
would
only
have
way they
somehow
could
got it back.
win was not
for-
winning at
for-
those
yeah.
points.
Well, the
For
thing
once.
is, to me, it was the nod that Doctor Strange did to Tony that made me know that it was all going to end up okay.
Yeah, but that was in Endgame.
Was it the nod? Was it in game?
yes, it was definitely an endgame.
Oh, okay.
Well, look, let's be honest, guys. We're all trying to talk about Endgame because we all love it. We all keep getting there, so why don't we just talk about Endgame? All right.
Yeah.
So we're talking about pivotal moments in the Marvel Universe. This one has the most important part, and it's none of the main characters. It is Sammy. It
The
is-
rat, the rat.
The rat that accidentally pushes the button that releases Ant-Man.
If that rat didn't exist, if that rat turned to dust, it would have been hopeless.
Again, we're talking about the character development. So the moment where Ant-Man has appeared, thanks to the rat,
Yes.
and he's explained
That's
to
right.
the surviving Avengers that it's possible to travel through time, but they can't control it. And they go to see Tony Stark, who's the only guy clever enough to work all this out. But he
Tony
hasn't
Stark.
lost anyone in his family.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's not in his personal interest to
Yeah.
change anything that's going to jeopardise what he has right now.
Yeah, so he has the most to lose.
Yeah.
And I think that's where the film starts to get powerful because it ratchets up the emotional stakes.
And just watching the people, you know, like Hawkeye and what he's become, and Natasha just sitting there every day hoping to, you know, hear something, keeping
Eating the peanut butter.
the channel open, and you got Captain America going to his help group.
Oh my God, can I say something about that? Think how many people in Middle America, in the Bible Belt, watched this film and had Captain America saying it was okay to be gay.
Yeah.
It's just... Emma is crying, listeners. We love her for that. Her emotion that she brings to the podcast.
I think that then leads to Tony Stark. Actually, the one person he does miss, of course, is Peter Parker. So I guess he then...
It's not the only person he misses, but he was responsible for him.
Yes,
he was the father
exactly.
figure.
This is it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of guilt
And
there.
and it is because ultimately he brought him
into the
into
gang.
the Avengers.
Yeah. So I think that gives one of my favourite moments in that film. He then just tries out the time theory. It's on a whim, really. His wife's gone to bed and he's up late and he's just thinking, I'll just run it through and try it. And it works. And that's that moment where he sort of like just slumps into his chair because now he realises, I've got to make the impossible decision. And he knows what his decision has to be.
Yeah. And like Pepper Potts says, his wife says, can you rest if you
can't,
don't do
no,
anything?
absolutely.
You know?
Very good.
And that's the other thing we haven't even touched upon. All the other characters, you know, at the start, obviously, you had Tony and Nebula out there, and what happened at the end of Thor Ragnarok when we felt that the Asgardians were safe, and then the start of this one, they're not, and just how bad it was for everyone.
I love that
just-
opening scene, by the way. That scene with Tony Stark and Nebula playing the game where you flip stuff up. She is priceless in that. I think she's so good.
Yeah.
So honestly, I thought the start was a bit slow, mainly because all of them are they're just sad.
Yeah, it was
And-
very sad. But also, I felt like it needed to set the scene for us.
Well, if we didn't have that bit, it wouldn't really work with what would happen next.
Yeah.
You need that because you need to be sad in order to know that you want to
What you're willing
change
to
what you're willing
just
to
be
do.
happy and be happy, and then yay, you
Yeah,
win.
exactly.
It's the fact that they're carrying on, doing what they can, in the hope that it'll get better. And of course it does, because along comes Tony Stark, who can work with Ant-Man, and they create the time machine.
Okay, so Tony Stark then starts to determine whether he can make it a reality.
Oh yes.
This is where we find Bruce comes back into the fold. So when they're trying to figure out a plan, we haven't seen Bruce for age since what happened at the end of Infinity War, when he's been absolutely smashed and the Hulk lost, the Hulk wouldn't come out, and then all of a sudden we finally get to meet Bruce, and he's green but still Bruce.
I love that bit in the diner where the kids come up to get Bruce/Hulk's autograph.
Photo.
Yeah.
And then Ant-Man offers, said, "Do you want a photo with me? I'm Ant-Man, by the way." And they're all like, "What?"
They're Hulk fans. They don't know Ant-Man.
Yeah.
That's very good.
And then they trial out the time travel plan, don't they, with Ant-Man going back in time?
Oh yes.
So he comes through as a old man, and then as a baby.
Somebody peed my pants, but I don't remember if it was baby me or old me, or just me.
So yeah, the time heist part.
No,
So you have like War Machine going off with Nebula to get the Power Stone,
And then we have Black Widow and Hawkeye go to get the Yellowstone. I don't know what.
the Soul Stone.
Yes, the Soul Stone. But they have to sacrifice Black Widow.
Oh, it's
Well,
beautiful.
that was the thing. What was so
Yeah.
beautiful is that they both wanted to sacrifice themselves for the
Yeah.
other. But that was the thing. We, because we'd seen the other movies, knew that the people that were going to the Soul Stone place, one of them were going to have to be sacrificed. And them two going into it weren't aware of that.
Yeah, absolutely.
When they made that decision to be the two that went there.
I don't understand why Nebula just didn't tell them that that's how you get the Soul Stone.
Yeah.
Because it happened to us. It's kind of suspicious.
Sus.
Because initially they go to New York, don't they? And
Yes.
Captain America meets
yes.
Oh
himself.
yeah, Captain America meets Captain.
And they have a fight on the bridge, and the original Captain America says, "I could do this all day." And the time traveling Captain America says,
I know.
but yeah, then they go back to the base, which is where we meet.
Tony Stark's dad.
What I was never clear about is how Tony knew about that. Like, how would he know the date? Because he sort of implied it was like the day of his birth. That's how I thought he'd know it, but it didn't really come out like that, did it? It's like, how did he know that they were both there at the same time? One of those things.
I know.
Oh,
Paradox. It must have been like maybe Tony's dad was telling him about Howard Potts
Howard Potts.
on that day.
right.
I was wondering
Got
if
ya.
he named himself, like he called himself Tony, and then his dad said, "Nice name, I'll call myself."
That would have been lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They should have done that.
yeah,
Are you listening, writers?
yeah.
It's your
What's more, Doctor Who? And what did leaning in, trying to look like I haven't moved?
It was nice he got to see Peggy, Captain America. got to see
That was
Peggy.
the thing.
was
So
lovely.
Tony got to see his dad, and Captain America got to see her.
Also, later in the podcast, I would like to come back to the bit about his girlfriend at the very end.
Okay,
Absolutely,
definitely
we will
come-
talk about
right,
Peggy
brilliant.
later.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to
Spoilers.
that because I don't know about that.
So you had that going on, and then you had Thor back home talking to his mother,
Rocket.
and her knowing. Go on, Marvo, go
So
on.
one of my favourite bits is where she knows he's from the future, and he sort of tries to deny it,
Brilliant.
but then he just sort of breaks down and goes, "I'm totally from the future." At the same time as all this, they're doing the time heist thing. A bit of timey-wiminess in that Thanos has worked out that they are.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's Peter
yeah.
and Neb. Is it Peter and Neb? Where's Peter and Nebula,
yeah.
isn't it?
And
they meet.
the Nebula back in time, like with the old Thanos. They're doing like a thing with her.
Yeah,
and
she
then,
projects some memories, yeah.
Yes, and then she goes to where they are, and then she catches them, and
Yeah. The two nebulas.
So the future
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nebula is projected into the
Yeah.
past Nebula. Thanos sees this. He sees his destiny ultimately, and he knows how to counteract that.
well, technically, if you see your destiny, you can never change it.
That's very true.
It's set in the
But-
future.
Yeah, but he does kind of change it, doesn't he?
Kind of, yeah.
Well, because he doesn't die by getting his head chopped off anymore after he's.
No, because your future.
Because the
when you
future's
change
already
time,
happened.
Your future is
No.
your future.
The destiny
No, your
is
future's-
something like after everything's happened, so it knows what's gonna happen.
Yeah, because the past is the present, and then your future becomes the past.
Yeah.
This is getting quite deep, but there's a different timeline, isn't there? So
Yeah.
You cannot change
the
it.
time
but
lady on the roof.
You can technically.
Yes, Tilda.
she
This is
explained
the whole
it. So
point. Yeah.
you saw the time streams, and that one went off and became a different time stream. If you take a stone out or change an event, it would just do a different thing, but the same
They
event would
explain a
still
lot
run
of
its
this
course.
in Loki.
Yeah.
It would still happen, but in a different way. No
Yeah.
matter how hard they tried, it would still happen, but in a different way.
Yeah.
So we're not going back in time and making the event not happen. We're bringing them back
A different
subsequent
time.
Yeah,
to it
exactly.
happening. So we're bringing them back 5 years later to the current
it's
time.
the present. There is no changing the past.
Yeah, you
it's
can't change
bringing
the
someone
past.
to the
Yeah.
present.
But Thanos doesn't die his original death. He dies because he crumbles.
No, he
But
died his original. It's the new Thanos. So the
Thanos
Thanos
from
that
the
we
past.
know died at the beginning when they killed him, but it's the other Thanos from the other timeline that we then
Yes.
subsequently have to kill.
yeah, we only saw Thanos.
It still happens, but then there's like the other guy comes in and then he.
Yeah.
But it would still happen to him because it's still gonna happen, but in
Yeah.
a different way.
Can't,
the thing is-
can't be rewritten.
No,
you
but this is where it gets
you
really
go
interesting,
on like
isn't
a
it?
road, and then you can turn off, but you can still go back into the road.
Exactly that.
Very well explained.
Perfect.
Sammy?
Yeah, it was good.
You've said that every time we've asked you to say something, you just say it was good.
So, but this brings us to the crescendo, right?
Yeah.
Actually,
The big fight.
it wasn't good.
So it was good. So
Come on.
I mean, before we go on to the big fight, let's just enjoy the moment where it's come back. They've worked out that they've done it.
Yes.
They've got all the stones.
Oh yes, but before that, I think Hulk put the stones on.
Because he's the only
They
one
had
that
to
could
be
survive.
him.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes.
Because it nearly killed Thanos when
And-
he used them.
And why did he
Yes, and
survive?
Hulk's the only one that would have survived.
Yeah.
Because
It's mostly gamma. That's a moment.
oh yeah,
Perfect.
Even
And
the
then
force of
we hear
God.
the birds tweeting and the phone rings.
The
phone
Hawkeye's
goes.
phone rings, and it's his wife
And
who
then
has
he
previously,
cried
seconds.
because she-
in the previous events,
And
have
then
not
2
made it.
seconds.
exactly.
Literally, you're right. 2 seconds. We've just got calm.
I know.
We've just felt relaxed for literal seconds, and then
it's
bang.
Buddy Nebula just like, no, don't do it.
That's the thing. It's bad, 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 bad,
And
bad.
you're like, we
and
were
then
so
we have the
close.
scene where we have, like I said, Captain America standing up, brushing himself down, and he's not going to give up, even though he's literally the last man standing at that point.
What does he do?
He gets the hammer.
He is worthy.
Yeah.
You get that moment, the hammer
Yeah.
there wobbles. Everyone's
I
making
knew
bleed.
it.
And Thor's like, I knew it. And it's like, we all knew it. We all know how
knew
worthy
it,
he
yeah.
is.
But then I like that bit where Thor then, during the battle, he's sort of like, give me that one. You have the little one.
Yeah.
They trade the hammers.
Yeah.
But then just the magnificent moment, like I say, him putting on his shield, brushing himself down, and then we hear,
On your left.
on your left.
And then he
Wow.
turns
And
around
the
and
cinema. Oh my
Erupted.
goodness.
So this is a callback to an earlier Captain America film
Yes.
where he's running round the track.
In
Yes, dear.
Washington.
Yeah, with Sam, when he first meets
Yeah.
Sam, Falcon,
Yeah.
he was lapping him, and every time he lapped him running, he'd say, on your left, on your left.
So it's a nice callback there.
a lovely
Absolutely.
callback.
And then she always ends up crying her eyes out.
Well, you know, it's good to
It's
get the
very-
boo-hoos out, Matilda.
It is a Totsumosh ending, isn't
Totes
it?
emotion.
I think that's where the beauty of the films come to a fore in the end.
But also the way they pair the characters through the fight scenes,
Oh,
like
yeah.
the moment where the women all come together,
Yes.
and
Oh,
you know,
yes.
and
During that scene was a fight scene that there was a bit more meaning to it because they all had their little tasks
Yeah.
that they had to do during that battle, like getting the gauntlet across the
oh yeah,
battlefield.
working together.
Yeah.
Yes.
So there was lots of little moments that just made it much more interesting than what had come before it in previous.
But there was also like little bits of like all the friendships.
Yes,
Like how
exactly.
Bucky picked
Yeah.
up Rocket and
Yes,
span around
yep.
shooting.
Oh yes.
Can I say something about one tiny little trick that I think was missed? When Scarlet Witch is against Thanos,
And she's like, "You ruined my life," and it's like, "I don't even know you.
I don't even know who you are.
You will." That to me was yeah.
And all the women come. The trick that I think was missed, which is such a shame, and it's so obvious, In the moment in Infinity War when Scarlet Witch was fighting the Blue Girl, and it would have been such a beautiful callback to Scarlett Johansson and obviously Black Widow.
Oh, yeah.
And then she turns around and says, she's not alone.
Yes.
How cool would it have been had all the women come out and then gone, she's not alone.
Yeah,
But if
that-
they
that's
said
very
that,
true.
To me,
I would have
though,
lost it.
they're like they say where Doctor Strange gives them the look, and they're just going in, and it's just not working. And then Thanos clicks his finger, and nothing happens.
And then he realises stones.
Stone's not gone.
Nothing,
And
gone.
we're here.
And then all of a sudden we look at Tony and he's there on his knees and the
Barely
glove
alive.
comes around him and the lights come on the glove and you know that
Yeah.
he's going to get hurt.
Because
right? But
Thanos
you're
had
still
said,
like,
"I am inevitable,"
yeah.
and then he says,
I am
No.
Iron Man.
But that
I
was
mean,
actually-
that's the first thing he said at the end of the first
And he goes,
ever Marvel
and
film.
Exactly.
But honestly, that was actually his biggest mistake.
"No."
No.
We're not having any of this, Sam.
No. In What If, the TV show,
yeah.
Ultron wins and basically creates like this suit to hold all the Infinity Stones. And later on, Killmonger from Black Panther also wears that suit with all the Infinity Stones and is fine. So why didn't they just do that? To channel the excess energy from just one hand.
Don't think they had time. They run a pretty.
They got
tight
nanotech.
clock. Tight clock.
Nanotech can do anything.
As you get older, you understand how the time that these projects take and the man hours involved.
But this is the thing. So Tony's done what he's done, and we know the end is nigh. Just everybody coming over and getting to have their last moment with him.
Yeah,
Her
when
saying you can rest was gorgeous.
you can rest
Yeah,
now, it's
you
okay.
can rest
yeah,
now.
we'll be fine. I thought it's really good.
Yeah.
We'll be fine. And then, of course, as soon as he died, then she lost it. But she was just there for him. Matilda, what are you thinking?
To be fair, as you know, or not know, depending on you, that Spider-Man's dad died. I think he just felt that he was a father to him.
Yes, you're exactly
Absolutely.
right. That's beautiful.
Yeah,
Which actually brings you on to a point. Spaniards have it hard.
Oh, God,
Obviously,
yeah.
you've
Yes.
got his mum and dad, and then you got Uncle Ben, and then Iron Man, who was practically his father.
But he gets to swing around, hang upside down.
Exactly. Every character I was thinking about, I was also thinking about what comes with being that character. If you look at Natasha and everything that she suffered, if you look at Thor and everything, everyone suffered so much.
Well, that's how you get to be responsible for these powers, isn't it? Ultimately, you've got to know how to wield them. And
with great power comes great responsibility.
Indeed.
I was hoping we'd get through the podcast without that. Line.
Right, anyway, we're going to wrap it up because you've got to go out. So,
Can we just talk about the final moments, please? How the movie ends.
As I said before, Captain America's girlfriend,
Peggy Carter.
yes, she was in the office and when they went back to get the stone. And the very last scene, you may not know this, Captain America, he was going to replace all the stones. So he went and did that. He was supposed to come back in 5 seconds, but then he never came back. So they got worried, but then they realised that he's gone back in time to meet her again.
Yeah, he comes the long way around,
And
doesn't
lives,
he?
and lives his life with her.
So he
Yes.
does come back, but he comes back as an old man.
Yes,
But the
that's
fact
very
that
big
Bucky
news.
knew, when he said,
Bucky knows,
everyone was like, okay, I'll see you in a minute, and Bucky knew and said, no,
Beautiful.
So then you get
Isn't
the
it?
great flashback where we see him arriving in 1940s New
Yes,
York and having the
And
dance.
that's the dance that they always say.
Yeah.
Just as he was about to go in the ice, I will dance with you one day,
Yeah.
Peggy.
And that was that's the final moment of the film.
Yes.
And I just remember coming out of the cinema after Endgame, and yes, this was when Twitter was a thing, going on that and just seeing the hashtag, thank you, Endgame. They ended it perfectly.
Has everyone finished talking?
Yep, I think I'm done.
I'm good.
Now I'm going to hand it over to Sammy and the show.
Alright, so this was episode 5. Thank you for listening. Hope you enjoyed. And goodbye. Yeah.
Goodbye, everyone.